RB Leipzig. They're everyone's favourite club to hate. Formed in 2009 by drinks company Red Bull, they're seen as plastic and essentially everything that's wrong with modern football. And today, I'm in Leipzig and I'm going to be watching some footy, but I'm not going to be watching those corporate pigs. Instead, I'm here to watch Lok Leipzig. Now in the 4th division, Lok Leipzig were and still are a very big club. Originally formed in 1896 as VfB Leipzig, they quickly emerged as one of the best teams in the early years of German football. From their formation up to the Second World War, VfB Leipzig won 17 league titles, some national and some regional. After World War II, VfB found themselves as part of the Soviet-controlled East Germany, which changed everything. The occupying Allied authorities in both the East and the West dissolved most German organisations, including football clubs. What remained of VfB Leipzig was renamed and reorganised several times until, finally, they became Lokomotiv Leipzig in 1966. And they hit the ground running, winning the UEFA Intertoto Cup in their first season and finishing league runners-up in their second. In the 1970s, Lokomotiv's success carried on, with them winning the East German Cup in 1976 and reaching a UEFA Cup semi-final in 1974. But it was the 1980s where they really made a name for themselves. Lokomotiv won the Cup 3 times and narrowly missed out on the title twice. But most famously, they reached the UEFA Cup Winners' Cup final in 1987, but lost to Johan Cruyff's Ajax 1-0, thanks to a Marco van Basten goal. Into the 1990s, Germany was reunified, and for those who know about East German football, they know that this is usually the part where it all goes wrong. But initially, that wasn't the case. Now renamed back to VfB Leipzig, they spent a season in the Bundesliga in 93-94. But big trouble was just on the horizon. They were relegated to the 3rd tier in 1998 and went into the new millennium as a 4th tier side. With mountains of debt and spiralling attendances, Lokomotiv Leipzig went bankrupt and were dissolved in 2004. A Phoenix club was created the same year and started in the 11th tier. Leipzig's crown jewel had just become the world's biggest fallen giant. But they were slowly on their way back. A merger saw them up to the 7th tier the following year, where they finished 1st and climbed up to the 6th tier. In 2007, they were promoted to the 5th tier, and then after 5 years, they were promoted to the 4th tier. And throughout all those hard times, their support stayed impeccable, with them once getting 12,000 fans at a game in the 7th tier. Anyway, for the last 9 seasons, Lokomotiv Leipzig have been a 4th tier side. But that could all change this season, with them flying high in 1st place. So let's have a wander around Leipzig and let's watch some football. So those who might not know a lot about German football, Lokomotiv Leipzig are they're not known for being very friendly. They've had a lot of problems with right-wing hooligans in the past. Which is why I'm kind of apprehensive a little bit, but you know, you can't judge a book by its cover. So also, everyone talks about RB Leipzig as I started in the video, as I said at the start of the video. There's 2 proper clubs in Leipzig. I would also just like to point out, Lokomotiv are not the only proper club in Leipzig, because there is also Chemie Leipzig on the other side of the city, who are very different in terms of, so they're very left-wing, whilst Lokomotiv, traditionally at least, are quite right-wing. And the derby between both of them is probably, honestly, I'd say top 5 most heated derbies in Germany. They properly hate each other. I'll put some clips in now of some of the shit that's happened in them games. It's wild. I think last year at the Lokomotiv Chemie game, Katya, a police officer had a portable toilet thrown at him. Yeah, they don't mess about here about football rivalries. So Katya, welcome back by popular demand. Do you know anything about Lokomotiv Leipzig?
I don't really, I just know that my son's really friendly.
What do you think the score's going to be?
2-1.
So what we're going to do is, we're in Leipzig now. It's quite a big city. We've not got a lot of time between now and kickoff. So we're going to have a quick wander around, get some food. So yeah, let's go and have a look. Do you know, for those who have never been to Leipzig, one really cool thing about Leipzig is that the buildings are some are really modern. They're really modern, but they're falling apart. Look at that, that one's falling apart. Then you've got like a really modern one there. It's just kind of like, I don't know, a cool quirk. Gives it a bit of a character. Like coming in on the train as well. It's like village with no people. It's just falling apart, and then you come to some like modern city. It's kind of cool. Now, to be totally honest, usually in these videos I say usually, I've only ever made one on here, but usually and in the future I will have a look around the cities, and I do look around the cities. However, the problem is that the football is starting very soon and we still need to get some food, because I'm going to eat you if I don't have any food. And the football's going to start soon. What I will say is that I've been to Leipzig twice, I think, in the past. Both times, funnily enough, to watch Werder Bremen away at RB Leipzig, and I'm not even a Werder Bremen fan. But I would probably say it is the most beautiful German city I've been to. It is really nice, isn't it? It's really beautiful. And it does have a very nice kind of vibe about it, because the centre is like quite historic. But like the outskirts is like kind of, in Germany they call it, it has Kiezkultur, as they say in Germany, like neighbourhood culture. Like there's graffiti, there's cool pubs. We can have a quick look around, but unfortunately I'm not going to be able to get too much of the city, because I do want to show you the monument, because it is incredible. But we do have time for a Bürgermeister. Now, for those who know Germany, they know Bürgermeister is a Berlin thing that has moved around the country. And she is looking at me as if to say, shut up, give me Bürgermeister.
This is literally like the best burgers in Germany.
It's amazing. There might be someone behind the screen going, you fucking idiot tourist, what the fuck are you talking about? That's not the best burger. Might not be the best burger, but it is fucking good. So I'm going to get some Bürgermeister and have a quick wander around. And then cool monument and football and beers. Look at her. She's practically running in there. Man, look at that. It's so... Bürgermeister never misses ever. I also really want to take you to the monument to the battle that happened here in the 1800s. So yeah, this monument is like, it's a monument to a battle that happened, I'm not sure if it was in Leipzig, but it was around Leipzig. It happened in it says on the top, 18th of October 1813, in the Napoleonic Wars. And I can't remember the exact death toll, but it was something ridiculous, like hundreds of thousands of people died in this. So they made this memorial to like, obviously commemorate. And also, I cannot get across to you the sheer scale and size of this thing. It is massive. Like, I can't really get it on scale. Oh, hang on, I'll turn the camera around. I can't get on camera how big this thing is. Like, look at the size. Like, there are people at the bottom. It is massive. It's a good 100 meters. It's got to be something close to that. It's massive, man. It's also an incredible building. Look. Right, now I've done all that, should we go and watch some football?
Yes.
Let's go. Lokomotiv Leipzig at the moment, they're in the 4th tier Regionalliga Nordost, and they are first top of the league by 6 points, I think. However, being top of this league and finishing first in this league doesn't actually guarantee promotion, because the German Regionalliga system is ridiculous, where basically there are 3 leagues in which you can win the league and not be guaranteed promotion. So Regionalliga West and the Regionalliga Südwest are both technical professional leagues, so they're guaranteed promotion. And then the 2 other spots, because there's 4 relegation spots in the 3rd tier, the 2 other spots, one of the Bayern, Nordost and Nord go up automatically, which changes year by year. And then the other 2 that are left play a playoff, and the winner of that goes up. So effectively you can win the league and not go up. And this season the Nordost has to play in the playoff, because last season Cottbus, who were in the Nordost, were automatically promoted. Also, before the game starts, I've got to give some unbelievably massive credit for Lokomotiv Leipzig, because the ticket was free. If you're a student, it's free, and if you're under 18, it's free in certain parts, but yeah, free. So whatever happens, fair fucking play Lok Leipzig. Free tickets, brilliant. And I will say, this stadium is so cool. It's so cool. This is one of the best stadiums I've been to, I think. It just feels so Eastern, like properly traditional, old-fashioned. It's crumbling, like, look at the floor, and it's like, that is proper football. I love this place. This is a great stadium. So half-time, 0-0, absolutely nothing has happened. What I will say is, in terms of that, the place, firstly, the stadium is beautiful. I love the stadium, proper. It's like going back in time. It's like we've gone back to the 1980s, and that's the kind of shit I like. If someone told me right now, I'm in East Germany, I believe me, the stadium has not changed in 40 years easily. It is cool. However, what I will say is that we've not necessarily met anyone bad. We've not necessarily had any hostile interactions or anything. But I don't know, it's like something in the air. I don't know what it is. Like there's like I'm not gonna say hostility in the air, but like it just doesn't feel very welcoming, I guess maybe. Katya, what do you think?
I don't know, I can't make up my mind. Just in general, it feels very weird being in this stadium because
it does feel like it's back in time, doesn't it?
It feels back in time.
Second half's about to start, so we're going to stand up and yeah, come on Locomotive. Katya, your mind's changed.
I must say, after like 1, 2 times, it feels more friendly than it actually is.
Maybe it is just friendly. Fucking pisshead. So the game's finished. Ended 1-0 Locomotive, deserved result. On the whole, at half-time I said that I didn't feel very welcome, but it got better. I think maybe the tension got lifted by the goal because there was a lot of anger because he kept like putting crosses into the box and nothing was happening, and it felt a bit tense, but once the goal came in it sort of lifted the tension a bit. But honestly, that is one of the best stadiums I've been to. It's so cool. It's just like it's falling apart. You know, it's been the same for 40 years. And I love that kind of stuff, and it felt like proper East German heritage, just like Locomotive have proper East German heritage. On the whole, yeah, it was good in the end. And also, I mean, I've said this earlier, the ticket was free because we're students, and like that's unbelievable. I've not seen that anywhere. I was so surprised when I found that out. Like that is brilliant stuff. Like properly putting football back into the hands of fans, and that is the best way to get fans going. And like, as someone who believes that football is for fans, that is like the best thing that any team can do. So fair fucking play for doing that, Locomotive, I've got to say. My bank account also thanks you. Katya, what do you have to say?
Well, in my opinion, the tension has left just because we had a couple of pints.
All right.
Yes, that's more likely. In general, I can say that I really enjoyed that experience.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't really. I don't know, just definitely not my kind of football. I would say what I really liked is watching Magdeburg, watching St. Pauli, but definitely not Leipzig.
I'll tell the viewers that I didn't film that. I can see why, like, they have a reputation, and I maybe kind of was clouded by the fact that their reputation does kind of precede them. Like, some lad came up to us and was like, "You're not going to be filming like with the ultras, are you?" I'm like, "No, fucking absolutely not. I know how it works." And they were sound about it, but it still kind of maybe planted a seed. I don't know, but I would say on the whole, I mean, the football was free, the fans are pretty decent, the beer was €4, which is always a plus. So for me, I definitely enjoyed it. And Leipzig is a beautiful city, and I would definitely recommend coming here and ignore Red Bull because they don't represent this city. Lokomotiv and Chemie, who I will visit at some point soon as well, represent this city in the football team, not Red Bull. So hopefully I'll put that across, and hopefully you think of this city for its actual proper football teams and not the corporate shit that's just been planted there out of nowhere. So from me and from Katya, we say Auf Wiedersehen. Katya, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye everyone. See you later.